Good morning, everybody. My name is Jonathan Kennedy, and I am currently studying a BA Honours degree in Social Care Practice at IT Sligo. The PowerPoint I am about to present to you is an interview I conducted with a social care practitioner with over 10 years' experience. Throughout this presentation, my hope is to give you an overview of the practitioner that was interviewed and the agency they worked in. I will discuss theories along the way and relate them to the practitioner's own experiences. Topics include threshold concepts, professional identity, dual relationships, and vicarious trauma. The practitioner I interviewed was a 33-year-old female with over 10 years' experience as a social care practitioner. She holds a degree in social care and has received training which includes child protection, train the trainer, first aid, assist, and various training programs delivered by Irish Youth Justice Service. The practitioner works as a coordinator in a Garda Youth Diversion project based in the northwest of Ireland. Its target group is 12 to 18-year-olds who have been involved in criminal, antisocial behaviour or at risk of being involved in such behaviour. Moyer and Land states that threshold concepts may be considered to be akin to passing through a portal or conceptual gateway that opens up previously inaccessible ways of thinking about something. The interviewee reported that the transition from one job to another was character building. Her first job was at a probation hostel, which was male adults only, then an after-school project, a contrast to solely dealing with adults, and then a happy medium with her current role. Her previous jobs gave her the motive to choose her current role so that she could make a difference in a young person's life before they themselves made the wrong choice. Holst and Hogstorm suggest that all occupations in the field of welfare are fighting for the right to call themselves professions. In effect, they are aiming to emulate the more established and prestigious professions, especially those in the medical field. The practitioner reported that her role in her current job was made very clear by both the agency and her manager. She gave an example of interagencies trying to manipulate her so that she would carry out their bidding, in other words, passing on information which was not permitted to do so. She expressed professionalism by not doing so and putting the young person first. Social workers enter into dual relationships when they engage in more than one relationship with a client, becoming social worker and friend, employer, teacher, business associate, or sex partner. The practitioner gave an example of this when one night she was out socializing with friends and she bumped into a client's father. At the time, he made an inappropriate comment to her which resulted in her leaving the pub. A week later, she was attending a child protection case conference where the same man, his wife, and their boy was attending. She reported that this was a difficult situation, but she remained calm and proceeded in a professional manner. She exercised the 3 Ps of social pedagogy: personal, professional, and private, keeping them separate. Tarani defines vicarious trauma as the ability to sense and understand someone else's feelings as if they were one's own. This means professionals who work with traumatized children and families take on some of the sociological, psychological, and emotional consequences of the abuse. The practitioner reported that it is important to form a sort of balance between professional and private, not to bring work home with you or burnout will occur. The practitioner combats this in 2 ways. Number one, she surrounds herself with positive thinking people. And two, her release or getaway is in the farm at home. The practitioner talked about the very different standards of practice in her previous work compared to her current role. Her first job was in an adult male-only probation hostel. She experienced no structure within it, no support from management or staff, and there was no clarity of what her exact role was. The next was in an after-school project, very different to the first, but it was her experiences in both jobs which stirred her in the right direction of her current role. The reason given was so that she could make a difference at a younger age group, keeping them on the straight and narrow. As mentioned earlier, the practitioner discussed about trying to implement a work-life balance to prevent burnout in her current role. Another example of this was to promote positive thinking at the agency. They introduced a board of appreciation where cards were given by various people who passed through the unit. This acted as a pick-me-up, hopefully putting a positive spin on what could have been a challenging day. Without self-care, a practitioner will not be able to perform their duty to the best of their ability. Looking after one's mind as well as their body is important to create a happy medium in any profession, not to mention something as demanding as social care. Evidence-based approach asks the practitioners use the best available evidence, guide and inform their practice. This evidence comes in the form of such projects like the HEI International Professional Module co-created by marginalised youth practice partners, educators and students. This project was carried out in conjunction with IT Sligo and funded through Erasmus. It involved countries like the Netherlands, Denmark, Romania, Spain and Ireland. The practitioner reported that it is projects like these which gathers valuable research, and the hope is it will better the lives of people in the future. I asked the practitioner what she would like to see more of being taught in social care. She discussed that more practical tools for students are needed and facilitation skills are a must. To conclude, my hope is that when I qualify as a social care practitioner, that I have gained both the theoretical and practical knowledge to give me a secure foundation to give the best possible care to the people who need it most, always putting the clients first. Thanks for listening. Any questions?